Can I ask one more just before? I know we're going to go to break, but Peter Chiarelli, good Ottawa boy. I'm shaking my head. I don't understand that. I obviously think that him and Cam Neely are obviously have a rift, but I don't see him. I don't know why the Bruins would relieve him of his duties. Yes, they missed one playoff in the last 8 or 9.
You know what? It's not that. You're wrong. It's not. He's not being relieved of his duties because they didn't make the playoffs. He's relieved of his duties because the Boston Bruins, as a business, are a clusterfuck. That's why.
And
it has nothing to do with the playoffs. I mean, you're going to need a nuclear physicist, Ernst & Young and KPMG, to try to figure out how they're going to resolve the cap and all these salaries that they have.
Well, his cap management is probably as bad as there is in the league outside of Stanley Bowman. And Stanley Bowman's will fester next year like Peters has. And if you're going to fire Peter Chiarelli for winning the President's Trophy, going to the Stanley Cup final 2 years and winning one, then you've got more than cap management and where your team finishes. And the more is very simply, Cam Neely doesn't like Peter Chiarelli, and he likes Don Sweeney, and Don Sweeney is going to be the next general manager of the Boston Bruins, which was reported.
I'm not going to argue with that, and I'm going to go to Perry on this, but the business is business, and I agree with what you just said, and you're 100% correct. But Cam Neely, great Boston boy, was a great talent, had to retire because of injury much too young, and his career was just magnificent, one of my favorite players. You hit the nail on the head. Chicago's going to have the same problem next year. I mean, I don't know how they're going to fix it. I mean, Chiarelli, really, and Chiarelli, if you want to talk about his name in Italian, he won cups and he won this and he won that, but the team this year is in deep shit. And Perry, you don't see on their balance sheet, on the salaries they have, and the aged players, and what they got to do to try to survive?
Yeah, I look at it from 2 points of view. Number one, the Jacobs family is a very, very difficult family to work for, and there's the bottom line. You don't make it to the playoffs. That's what they're going to look at, the lost revenue. As far as Chicago, they've done it before. They've been able to get rid of players and they bounce back. I don't think it's a problem there.
I think Chicago's going to have the same problems as Boston, maybe not as much because they got some young guys. Even though they're making big salaries, they're very young. But what are you going to do with Chara next year?
He's hurt. I looked at him 3 or 4 years ago, and he would have been, the first guy I would start my team with. I mean, that's how good he was. And now, I think he's just a shell of himself. I really do. There's something definitely wrong with him.
He aged rapidly in the last 2 years because of injury, which is what it is. And so what are you going to do? This guy's got, what has he got, another 3 or 4 years left?
Oh, he's got 3 years left, and he's effectively finished. He's really hurting badly. He can't move anymore. He can't play 28 minutes a game and play 82 of them.
His contract's over at 2018, 7 years.
And another big Achilles heel for another big giant Achilles heel for the Boston Bruins is Tuukka Rask. He went from a great to okay to mediocre in their run for the playoffs.
Do you think they played him?
He's on a $7 million deal. And to Tony's question, we've just given you 3 more examples of why he's fired. The contract for the big defenseman, the contract for Tuukka Rask, and the contract for Krejci. They're all $6-7 million guys, and they can't play.
So I believe that's in a nutshell. It wasn't that they missed the playoffs. It's that he put them in a very serious conundrum with the salaries, and these are guys that Tuukka Rask is supposed to be at his prime right now, and he's not. And I'm a fan of Tuukka Rask. I am. I'm a fan of Tuukka Rask. But I think he played. The first couple of years when he was in Boston, he had huge attitudes. He was fighting with the players, and then he calmed down and he played at the level that he can play. But this year, he just I don't know. You guys tell me. I don't think he was at the top of his game. Tony?
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah. For sure.
Let's turn towards the Peter one.
And the money angle for me, Tony, is not real because Peter Chiarelli was the architect of more playoff games than any other general manager of his era. And that if they fired him because he didn't make it this year, then they're worse than I thought they were. And
I'm willing to bet you $1 billion they did not fire him because he didn't make the playoffs. They fired him because of the condition they're in, and they're gonna have to get another guy to fix it. And you got to live and die by your own sword.